Now, the opposite of the fund that we just covered is going to be VTV, which is the Vanguard Value ETF. Instead of focusing on growing companies, this is instead focusing on well-established companies, many of which are dividend payers, and they are trading at a lower price to earnings and price to book ratio, for example, meaning that investors are paying less for their earnings potential, but that's because they're not expected to be growing their earnings like the growth stocks are, for example. VTV tracks the performance of the CRSP US Large Cap Value Index, and this index tracks the performance of 335 large company stocks that are deemed value investments. And again, that means that the share price is trading at a reasonable level compared to the company's current earnings potential. As you can see, the expense ratio is 0.04%, but the dividend yield is the highest one that we've seen so far, coming in at 2.09%. Again, that's because of the emphasis here on value, and many of these value stocks are well-established dividend payers. If we scroll down here, we can see that the year-to-date performance here has been 18.9%, so it's on the lower side of what we've seen because of the emphasis here on value and income versus growth. Taking a look here at the style box, we're now in the top left quadrant. That's because the emphasis here is on large-sized companies that are deemed to be value investments. And you can see this here by looking at the PE ratio, which is coming in at a 20.9, which is a lot lower than the 37, give or take, that we saw with the growth fund. And the price to book ratio is coming in at 2.9x. So you're paying a much smaller multiple here on their earnings potential versus the growth portfolio overall that we just looked at. In terms of the total amount invested in this fund, that comes in at 183.2 billion. So once again, this is another very popular ETF. Taking a look here at the sectors, the largest component in this case is going to be financials, as 20.2% of the overall ETF. The next biggest category here is healthcare at 17.3%, followed by industrials at 15.6%, and then we have technology at 9.8%, consumer staples at 9.3%, and so forth. So there's a lot less money going into tech because a lot of those are not value stocks. A lot of those are growth stocks. Financials is where you're going to see a lot of value stocks, so that's why it carries so much weight in the overall index. Taking a look here at the largest holdings, the biggest component here is Broadcom at about 3.43%, just shy of 3.5%, followed by Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, United Health Group, ExxonMobil, Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson, Home Depot, AbbVie, and Walmart. Most of those are dividend payers. They're companies that we've all heard of that have been around for a very long time, and so you are investing more of your money in well-established companies here versus those that are expected to be big growth names in the future.